When people think of Magic the Gathering, they often think of wizards, dragons, and of course, summon wombats. But what is often overlooked behind the action in the adventure is pathos. What is pathos? No, it's not a god on Theros like my cameraman thought it was. No, pathos is an element in experience or artistic representation evoking pity or compassion. Translation, magic has the ability to make you all Christ and emotional. So sit back, grab your box of Kleenex, and relax as Concepts and Legends presents the top 10 saddest cards of Magic the Gathering. Loyal Cather, Unhallowed Cather. A flip card from Dark Ascension, this tells the story of a Cather named Constable Vizzle, who fears what death has in store for him. He is quoted as saying to Thalia, his leader and captain, "I trust myself to do my duty, even unto death. It's what comes after that I'm afraid of." Thalia replies, "Just fight without fear. Your soul is protected by the hand of Avacyn and will never submit to evil." Only thing is, that doesn't happen. Avacyn, the angel protector of Innistrad, has gone mad from the Eldrazi invasion of Emrakul and is no longer protecting the people of Innistrad. This constable meets his fate that he feared the most. Even the mechanics are heartbreaking. When alive, he's 2-2 with vigilance, and death, 2-1, and cannot block. Number 9. Mark for Death. Here we see a knight about to commence battle with a Titan-sized demon. If the outcome wasn't made clear enough by the card title, the flavor text drives home the heartbreak. Everyone roots for the little guy, but nobody bets on him. Number 8. Reckless Cohort. Here we see 2 Zendikarian soldiers charging at the invading Eldrazi, but only one quote. "You have a family. Mine died at the sea gate. You go to yours, and I'll go to mine." The sadness is compounded as we look at either of these 2 men, and we do not know which of the 2 is suffering from that heartbreak. Number 7. Cloistered Youth, Unholy Fiend. We see an image of a girl, her face filled with fear and sadness, as she cowers from something we cannot see. And the flavor text quotes a bereaved parent who says, "I heard her talking in her sleep, pleading, shrieking, snarling. It was not my daughter's voice. That is not my daughter." And when the card flips, we see that indeed it is not their daughter, but a fiend that torments by recounting the girl's memories, as if, quote, some part of her remained inside that twisted shell. Number 6. Always Watching. This should, on paper, be an uplifting card. Just look at the flavor text. "We pray to Avacyn on high, on snow-white wings fearless you fly. Keep safe our souls, keep safe our lives. May angels watch us from the skies." The angels may be watching from the skies, fearless, but there will be no salvation. The angels have gone mad and are murdering humans who they see through their distorted minds as demons. Closer inspection of the artwork, where the angels sit ominously looking down from a rooftop with hateful glowing eyes, it is clear that the poor people of Innistrad want to consider another way to pray. Number 5. Gisela the Broken Blade, Bruna the Fading Light. Since we're on the subject of angels, let's discuss Gisela and Bruna, 2 sister angels who fought beside Avacyn to keep Innistrad safe from evil. Until they didn't. Both succumbed to the influence of Emrakul so much that they began to mutate, and as they fell from the sky, the 2 sisters melded into one horrific Eldrazi monstrosity called Brazella, Voice of Nightmares. If the artwork weren't soul-crushing on its own, the flavor text gives us a gut punch with, upon discovering what had become of her sisters, Sigarda could only weep. Bonus heartbreak, Sigarda was tasked with killing the transformed sisters herself. Number 4. Turn Against. Betrayal is painful because it requires trust in order to exist in the first place, and betrayal is what we see here. From the point of view of a hand grasping at a rope that has just been cut by a fellow Zendikarian mountaineer, who is sporting a sinister grin, we hear the last words they will ever say before they fall to their death. "No, don't! Null, it's me!" Unfulfilled Desires. The artwork alone is devastating. A man on his knees, sobbing, as he cradles the limp body of a woman he clearly loves. The flavor text takes it up a notch with a stanza from the love song of Night and Day, a poem written specifically for Magic the Gathering. "Like day from night, I'll live my life apart from you, just glimpsing you across the sky. Because you cannot change, my dear, and nor can I." Number 2. Felden of the Third Path. This character has had a lot of lore written about his heartbreak, but all you need is an image and a sentence to understand his pain. We see Felden holding an automaton head with the smiling facsimiled face of his dead wife Lauren, and 5 words. She will come back to me. Number 1. Make a wish, grapple with the past. This one is tough to even talk about. These are technically 2 separate cards, but the narrative is singular and by far the saddest card of Magic the Gathering. On Make a Wish, the first incarnation, we have a beautiful little girl with a sad face as she gazes into a well holding a teddy bear in one hand and throwing a silver coin in the well with the other. The flavor text reads, "In Gavany, wishing is taken as a sign of weakness, yet the wells usually brim with silver." Had this been where the story ended, it would have not been on this list. However, this is Innistrad, and a few years later, we get the ending on the sequel card, Grapple with the Past. The little girl is now unrecognizable as an Eldrazi monstrosity, warped by Emrakul like so many others. She, or rather it, has returned to retrieve, or possibly discard, its now tattered teddy bear from the same well she once hoped would grant her wish to be saved from a fate more horrible than she could have ever imagined. Vampires, werewolves, and ghosts seem tame when compared to Emrakul's eldritch horrors. Even more heartbreaking is the title, which implies that there is some sort of residual part of the little girl that is subconsciously driving its transformed self back to the well that didn't grant her that wish, and, if that weren't enough, the emotion-free mockery of the flavor text makes sure to point out that Emrakul does not grant wishes. Desire simply aligned to her will.
Oh, that was good, right? That was fun. I'm gonna need a minute, okay? Well, that was fun, right? Yeah, no, I swear to God, I'll do something less depressing next time. But I would like to congratulate this week's winner, Allison, PLC, for winning the Blim, the Comedic Genius. And just want to remind everybody if they subscribe and comment, they can win the cards as well. And until next time, I got a scoop.